Happy Sunday night and welcome to the Park Adventurers Club. Sorry, I was playing around that new logo and I accidentally hit the wrong button. I was too excited about it. But thank you guys so much for being with us on your Sunday night. We have a lot of fun here, so please make sure to subscribe to this channel. It's called the Park Adventurers Club. Thank you guys for supporting this. If you haven't already, please give us a like tonight. That would be great. And also talk to us in the chat. This is a live show, as you can tell. And please super chat when you feel so moved. And with us tonight, fellow adventurers, starting with Stephanie. How are you?
Good. Merry Christmas, everybody.
And Mr. Patrick Hackett. What's going on, brother?
I am so ready for this show tonight. I got feelings and thoughts and opinions. Let's go.
Yes, thank you guys so much for being with us in the chat as well. I'm seeing Jungle Cruiser and Ronald and Mike and Benjamin and Jayware, TSN. Thank you guys. Care Bear, I'm looking up. Hopefully I didn't miss anybody there, but you guys are awesome. Thank you guys for being with us. Tonight we are going to be doing, as is evident from that beautiful thumbnail. Who put that together? It was me. Everything coming in 2026 to the Disney parks. This is going to be our whole topic tonight because usually we divide it up into new business and old business, and the old business is usually what news dropped in the past week, but the worlds collide tonight because we're going to be talking about the news that Disney has put out there about what's coming up in 2026, and we'll also give our own spin on it and talk about some things that may even be missing. But we do run this like a meeting, so I have a gavel which I haven't had to use yet, but Patrick is always itching to cause trouble, and we also have an agenda. So we had a motion to dismiss the reading of the minutes this week. New business, we have everything coming to Disney parks in 2026, and it's going to break down like this. We're going to talk about Walt Disney World first, Disneyland in California, and then Disneyland Paris, because there was big news about all of them this week. If you guys follow the Disney Parks blog, and why wouldn't you? Because everybody here is a huge Disney fan. They released a list of all kinds of things coming in 2026, and you can kind of play along if you go and see it here, but we're going to break it down for you, and I've divided up into different categories. But there's also a calendar that they released. Somebody released. I don't know if it was Disney did this or not, but I found it and I love it, and I'm sharing it here. So this is how it all breaks down for the year, and they've mentioned a lot of things on here that I'm like, why is this exciting? Free dining plan offered for kids. They did that last year. Festival of the Arts, that happens every year. They just happen to put the dates up. Flower and Garden Festival, same thing. So the festivals and stuff, we were going to, the water park benefit, we'll skip over that stuff, but we'll talk about the meat of what's happening in 2026. And first, before we get into 2026 in general, I want to ask each of you, and we'll start with Patrick. What is the one thing that you are just the most excited about at Disney parks in 2026?
That's a really great question. I think I'm most excited about Muppets. I think a Muppet Coaster. I miss Muppet Vision. I cannot wait to see what they do with the Rock and Roller Coaster featuring the Muppets. I'm looking forward to that pre-show. I am hopeful that we get maybe at least one or two audio animatronics somewhere on the attraction. I don't know. There's a lot to think about during this this time for the Muppets, and I really that's what I'm looking forward to the most.
Okay. Stephanie, same question, but you can't give the same answer. Sorry.
No, I mean, that's going to be fun, but I'm really looking forward to the animation courtyard coming back to almost to its former glory. I like that they're going to, keep with the animation theme, and they're going to have the hat back, which my husband's going to be very excited for because he was, I think, the one and only fan of the sorcerer's hat when it was there. But now it's going to be smaller and it's going to be more in a less prominent area. That's fine. But yes, I think, the animation academy that used to be over there, it makes sense to have it back in that area. And there's going to be a lot for the kids to do, little kids to do, which I think desperately Hollywood Studio needs that. So I'm excited for that one.
Well, and I think the bigger projects are all coming later. So for anybody who is keeping score and hearing things about Piston Peak and the redo of the Rivers of America, or the closing of Muppet Vision and the building of Monstropolis, or the Tropical Americas and the closing of Dinoland, all of those things are down the road. That's 2027 and beyond. None of that is happening in 2026. So really, I've broken it down like this into refurbs and overlays, pretty much. Starting with refurbs, Frozen Ever After. So Frozen Ever After is an attraction at EPCOT. They built it on top of the bones of the Maelstrom, and so they've kind of have been working with what was there. They made these animatronics that were very scary because they can get a 404 error on their face because something about the animation style of making animation and projecting it onto an animatronic. I think sometimes it can work. I think most of the time it doesn't. And so in this particular case, they made better ones in Hong Kong. And I think we've been whining a lot about that, going, well, why can't we have that? And so they're bringing that to EPCOT. So Stephanie, are you excited about that? And is that a kind of, here's a bigger question. Is that the kind of thing they should be bragging about, bringing people in for February because like they fixed something?
Right. Yeah. No. The long and short of it is no. I think that, if I had the money, I would get over to Disneyland Paris because that is really what the Frozen experience is going to be, because it's, what they have over in Tokyo. But that looks amazing. And they have the Olaf animatronic that's going to be walking around. I would love to see that at Walt Disney World too. Yes, we have Norway, but Norway, like you said, had Maelstrom to begin with. And that was for the history of Norway, and then they kind of retrofitted it with this, Frozen overlay, like you're saying. And yes, this is what we should have had from the beginning with the actual faces. The projection animation stuff on the animatronics is okay if it's very limited. If it's just their eyes, or if it's, their mouth, the lower half, I don't know, just something very small, but not their entire face. Because I've definitely ridden it when Anna's face was just brown. Like it just went blank, and that was creepy and scary for the kids.
Yeah, for sure. Patrick, I'll ask you that question in a second, but first I want to acknowledge a super chat. Powerful. It's our buddy Jungle Cruiser, says 2026 will be the year of the construction wall. They really should have wall jerseys, wall merchandise, and maybe a wall popcorn bucket or sipper. Well, of course they should. Why not? I mean, now that you're saying that out loud,
doing his best.
You want it. You want it.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not being trolled. I'm being given great ideas here. The funny part to me about that is that, like, they're missing an opportunity, right? When attractions close, a lot of times they make merchandise for it, and when attractions open, they make merchandise. But while they're under construction, I don't know. It'd be kind of funny. I mean, put it out there. People buy the randomest of things. And don't look at me, Patrick. You know that, no, stop. Anyway, but thank you, Jungle Cruiser, for the super chat. We appreciate you. And then, of course, Stephanie jumping ahead, talking about Paris. We're putting it at the end. We're putting it at the end. Well, you could talk all about it more. Patrick, same thing. February, that's like the first thing that we're seeing right now. And there's like, oh, hey, Festival of the Arts is coming, which we already knew. But then they're like, hey, we're fixing
Lorcana coming with Festival of the Arts.
Yeah, but
really
that's not separate. Okay, that's fine.
It's all combined, but yeah. So, no, I don't think that these faces make that big of a difference. I think it's fine either way. It wouldn't make me plan a trip to go see their new faces. I don't mind the projection. Yes, when the projection fails, it's bad. It's really bad. I think the projection looks the best on Seven Dwarfs Mine Train. I think the eye projections, and I think some of the faces are best on Mine Train. Okay. This is what I don't get why like Disney's making us try to be excited about something like this. It's because
that's what I'm saying.
Like
I mean,
Jungle Cruiser said it's walls upon walls upon walls, and 2027 is hopeful. Let's be honest, with the speed that Disney builds stuff.
And they just gave us a time frame. It's February. So anytime in those 28 days they could do it. I'm curious to see how long it takes them to do it, though. I feel like they could do it in a night. I mean, if Santa can deliver all those gifts in a night, surely they can swap out like 6 faces in an attraction, right? I feel like
I think they're, well, they have to have something. They have to have something that if you're already planning a trip that, there are going to be so many construction balls. You have to be looking forward to something. And yes, there's going to be
Good point.
previews upon previews upon previews. So they're probably going to actually start in March.
Well, but I mean, you're only hyping up that park.
Yeah.
Like, people are already
Well,
coming from Festival of the Arts, and as Patrick mentioned, their Lorcana cards. So, like, saying the Frozen Ever After it's fixed should just be lanyap. Should just be a little something extra.
Should be. But they held on to Remy for how many years?
Oh,
Until the 50th.
because they were like, wait a minute, we can't get anything else open for the 50th. We're gonna do 2 months of previews. Speaking of, okay, so again, we're in the refurb category. The next refurb is Buzz Lightyear's Space Ranger Spin. This one went down August of last year. This is one that's probably needed to be fixed. This is probably the longest iteration of any attraction that has been in that building, because it was, take flight, Delta Dream Flight, if you have wings. All of those things were in there, and this one has been there the longest and probably needed the most tender love and care. That joystick thing, it was a little shaky inside the thing. Everybody was maxing out at 999, so maxing out the score. So the one in Disneyland, I feel like, is a kind of a cooler attraction. I'm surprised that they would have not replaced it completely. They still are doubling down on Buzz Lightyear, maybe because Toy Story 5 is coming out. I don't know. But I'm glad that they're doing this. This is an attraction that we always do when we go, because it's an interactive. It's always a little bit different if you're scoring. I'm glad that they're actually making it different, though. You can take the guns out now. They're adding new targets, new scoring, all of that kind of stuff. And I think people who have been riding this forever, Patrick, I don't see anything but an upside for this one.
This is a huge upside. This is something that's actually valuable and worth its while, and is an ad. I think this does so much more than the faces. I have finally maxed out. I had not for the longest time, and I was very excited to become, take the oath and become a ranger. But this is so exciting to me. It's one of my favorite attractions because, like you said, it's new, it's different every time. You're gonna have a different experience. Who are you riding with? Who are you trying to beat? I can't wait to see what it looks like. I'm really, really excited for this one. And yeah, I think you're right. They're probably going to be doubling down on some Toy Story stuff with Toy Story 5 coming out. Maybe they'll make a change to Midway Mania. Probably not, but maybe.
Yeah. When Stephanie, my wife does not like riding in this attraction with me, because I take the control and I move it around, and I'm like, I'm going to score my points, right? Like, I don't ever, and she's just, okay, I'm just shoot, whatever. Are you looking? Do you enjoy this attraction? Are you looking forward to it? Is this something the kids love?
Yes, it's something that we always ride, and we can ride it, multiple times and get a different experience, like you're saying, each time. But now that they have the guns that you can actually take off, and shoot around, your wife really won't have an issue with you turning that car around, because she can just turn around now and shoot, whatever she's wanting to shoot. I would love it if they had some Easter eggs in there, like maybe a Lotso bear somewhere, and then, you can shoot him. That would be fun. So it would be neat if they could. I know there's going to be a new scene added, so maybe that.
Socks the cat. Can we get a Socks the cat? the best part of Lightyear.
I
would love to see Socks the cat.
Don't start a Lightyear conversation, dude, because I still haven't gotten over that one yet.
He said the best part. He said the best part.
I love socks.
Again, a refurbishment, but one that it looks like they've given some time and effort into it. And this one, to me, is worth touting. Okay, so they're saying this one's coming spring of 2026. So it's spring. Again, we don't have a date. It's just, spring. So what does that start? March 21st this spring, officially.
Yep.
And so anytime from there until whenever summer starts, which is June 21st. So anytime in there, we could see Buzz Lightyear added. But the other thing that's coming in spring, which again, we've had a couple of attractions. Like, think about, we talked about this before on another PAC meeting where I said, is it too much all at once? We take down Muppets, we take down Rivers of America, which is several attractions, and we already have Big Thunder Mountain down, and then you take Buzz Lightyear down, and and Spaceship Earth was down for a while. It was like, when is it too much? Because we're not getting a discount for going in when half the attractions are closed. Obviously, Kingdom is a little bit easier to take down multiple attractions at the same time because there are so many there. I think there's 55, maybe. I can't remember. It's either Disneyland or Magic Kingdom has 55. Probably Disneyland. Somebody else fact check me on that. But when you've got so many e-ticket attractions down, like, you know, Big Thunder is huge, right? That's a big deal. Everybody loves that attraction. It's going to be nice to see this one back up, and it's going to come, Stephanie, with extra magic, which, again, we all hope. I think you've ridden the one in Disneyland, right? We all hope that they're going to at least add that kind of a scene and make it a little cooler.
Yeah. Oh, definitely. I hope so. I don't know. It might be kind of a marketing genius kind of situation because you have big, like you said, big areas in each park to where, I mean, maybe not so much EPCOT now, but they're, you know, switching out the Soarin and everything. That's fairly easy to do. So, but each park has some big areas that are closed off. So that really makes the park hopper ticket look more enticing for people because they're like, oh, I go to Hollywood Studios, half of that is, you know, closed out or whatever, it's down, you know, and I'm not going to be able to do but maybe 5 rides and some shows, and then I can spend half a day there and then go to Animal Kingdom half a day. So I don't know, maybe they're wanting to, you know, people to push them into the park hoppers.
Okay. It's a little too conspiracy theory for me, but I just honestly, I mean, when you have an attraction down like this, you don't have to pay staff for it. You know, you're not giving people discounts for it. During this time, you know, the longer they leave it down, I feel like the more money they're saving. But again, that's my own conspiracy theory. Now that I've thrown that out there, but honestly, I'm excited to finally ride this thing again because it's been forever. Now they replaced the track completely. They took like every element out, and, you know, kind of like the Grinch was supposed to do. They took the Christmas tree. They took it back to their shop at the North Pole to fix the light bulb. Everything got shiny and new, but you know, you're still going to get thrown left and right. I feel like, Patrick, you're this is going to be probably broken again by the time you get back.
That's upsetting when you say things like that. It's super upsetting when you say things like that because it's such a reality. It's such a reality. Oh, man, I love Big Thunder, and I can't wait. What my fear is that this went down for a refurb at the wrong time. Because are they going to be able to do all the work behind Big Thunder with Big Thunder in operation? Shouldn't they have waited and put it down and reopened it with the villains area? So I'm a little nervous about that it's not going to see another bit of downtime so they can do construction right next door behind it. But yeah, it needs something else. It needs a little TLC. The end scene from Disneyland would be perfect.
Well, and that is the thing. You're going to be able to see all of the construction at Piston Peak. Like that's the construction you're going to see. I think we won't see anything significant for Villains Land for quite a while. But, you know, that area you're going to be able to see over the walls for sure. So I don't know. It does seem a little bit weird. Maybe they'll put nets over top of it so you can't see anything. That's not going to happen. It's already an eyesore when you get there now, and we were just there. It's like when you walk around that area, those walls out there really, even though the walls are at the fenced area where the water started, it still feels a little claustrophobic to me. And I'm hoping that that they build some
especially
barrier.
In your mansion.
Yeah, exactly. It's you know, like Jungle Cruiser said, a lot of walls, especially at Magic Kingdom. You have to build a lot of wall around an entire river area to be able to cover it all up. So yeah. So again, that's kind of where I had us at, like, refurbishments. Then let's talk about overlays. So overlays, we've got 2 big ones coming, and I don't know how permanent they are. I've ridden Tron, the Ares overlay. I love that. I wish they would maybe rotate them through. Seems like they certainly could. Like, once the Ares buzz is over and it's hit Disney Plus.
What buzz?
Buzz there is. I'm making it up. I'm gaslighting everyone into thinking Tron was great because I want another one. Is why. So
you're not getting one.
Yeah, it's not working. You're not buying it. Okay, cool. But the honest,
I want another John Carter.
Oh, nope.
At least I can say Tron has an attraction. Anyway, they should rotate those through, I believe. And the same thing we've talked about before with Soarin'. They should rotate things through on that one. But we're going to have the Millennium Falcon. Smugglers Run will now have an overlay that they've kind of teased for a while, because in May of next year, we're going to see The Mandalorian and Grogu on theater screens. And this is going to be taken over as an additional or a new mission on Millennium Falcon Smugglers Run. Stephanie, I feel like, and maybe I'm wrong here, that I would enjoy Smugglers Run more if it was a rotating list of missions instead of me crashing the same mission time and time again. Don't you think that would be fun? Or you could even just talk about the overlay itself.
No, I like the differences. Every time we get in, our kids always try to do Chewy mode, and we've gotten it once, but it's hard to do exactly right. And so anyway, but that was fun. And then originally, I mean, correct me if I'm wrong here, guys, but like when you were doing well, it continued a little bit longer. You got past the asteroid field or something.
Yeah.
What am I mistaken? I feel like there was something extra to it if you were doing really well with the game.
No, you could get more. I think I think the crash takes. I don't think that the ride gets longer necessarily. I think you just go through it faster and you get more because there's, if you're spending your time crashed, you're not going to have as many options. So.
Well, that's
I had
true.
an inebriated pilot. It was not a pleasant flight.
No.
What, Patrick? Tell me, is there a difference between an inebriated pilot and a 3-year-old pilot?
No, absolutely not. There is no difference between those. My daughter is 6. I don't want her to pilot it. I'm sure I can never get her to come in here. I don't know what. Something about the building freaks her out. So I haven't ridden it in a few trips. And the last time I did, the person was very drunk and crashed into everything. It was their birthday, and I was just like, this is just for you. This is not for any of us. In terms of the attraction, I'm worried, Rob. I'm a little worried. I'm wearing all the stuff. I got my Baby Yoda shirt on. I'm worried we're putting too many eggs in the Grogu and Mandalorian basket. There is so much Star Wars out there, and we're really just digging in on Mandalorian and Grogu. And what if this movie misses like Tron Ares did? I'm concerned about that. I think that sticking with the Rebels would have been a little bit better. If you've watched the show at all, you know that Rebels is my favorite piece of Star Wars media, and having Hondo in there and something from Ezra and Hera would be wonderful. So I'm a little concerned that we could be overdoing it with Mando and Grogu. But I also think there should be more missions available. I think that we should rotate through. I love that there's Chewy mode. I wish there was other modes that you could discover.
Yeah.
I just found out recently that Universal has a secret Megan Fox ending for Transformers. I had no idea. Yeah. There's a whole bunch of things you have to do and to make it work. But
You're talking about the Transformers attraction at Universal Studios Park where it's like evac.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
By the way, how weird is that evac? That's so.
That's pretty good. I like it.
Anyway, by the way, Patrick, you and I started talking about, and I forget when we were talking about it. It might have been a PAC meeting where we were talking about the idea of they should at the parks put a little Santa hat on Grogu.
I demanded seasonal hats, not just Santa. I demanded seasonal hats for Grogu.
Yeah. So anyway, but in one of the comments, somebody like tore us up. This is the reason why Disney shouldn't own Star Wars. You guys wanted them to put a Santa hat on, and I'm like thinking, okay, first of all, if Disney didn't own Star Wars, would Mandalorian have happened? Probably not. Right. And then on top of that, I just think it would be fun in the parks. Right? Yeah. It would be cool.
Why do we hate fun?
Why do we hate fun? We only like fun when it's canon. That's all.
I hate canon. I hate canon so much. I cannot stand that we have to pretend this land is somehow canon in some story. Sure, it's been in Young Jedi. It's been in a comic book, and I'm sure they're going to find more places to stick Black Spire Outpost, but just let it be a freaking theme park and let the characters go and be there. I don't care if they're not in the right time period. I want to see all of my favorites. Also, stop destroying things. We'll talk about Olaf later, so I can have more walk-around droids.
Yeah.
Yes.
So you're angry about this land? Here's the problem, dude. This land is your land. This land is my land. And so let's talk about Soarin' across America.
That's a really segue. Good transition. I can't be mad at that. I want to be. I really do, but I can't. Well done.
Thank you. Thank you. Soarin' Across America is being added to Soarin' as a third option. Honestly, it's not an option. It's just going to be a third overlay or a third thing that they can do. But again, this is one that Stephanie said from the beginning she was more excited about, or actually, looking forward to for these things. And this is coming to Disneyland and to Disney World. And this is, again, a thing that I'm excited about, a new version of this. This is what screen-based attractions, Patrick, you and I have talked about this forever, is screen-based attractions like we just talked about Mando, Toy Story, Midway Mania, anything that's Star Tours, anything is screen-based, they should be able to update it all the time because they are a media company. They should want to cross-promote. It should be easy to do. And so, I don't understand why they don't do it more, but I got to give them kudos for this one because I didn't see it coming. And it's it's one of those things where they said it and it's going to happen very soon. I'm excited about that. So that said, Patrick, if you had to choose between Soarin' over the world and Soarin' over California and Soarin' across America without seeing America yet, which is the one you would choose?
I would choose America.
Okay.
There's so much of our country that I have not seen. I've been very fortunate to travel a lot outside of the country and seen some incredible sights, but I want Soarin' Across America. I want to get up close and personal with Mount Rushmore. I want to see everything that has to offer. I've never been to New Orleans. Can we get a little trip down the bayou? I'm very, very excited for this. I hope that when I return to the park, it's still going on, or I hope we get options. Why can't we have options? I don't ever want to ride Soarin' over the world, across the world, over the world ever again. I hate that attraction with a fiery passion. I only want to do California or this new America. I don't want that bendy Eiffel Tower, warped Taj Mahal nonsense. And I would prefer if you gave me the option, knowing what everything that exists.
Who hurt you?
The Walt Disney Parks. The Walt Disney Parks have hurt me in so many ways, and they're getting it all today.
Well, you should love this attraction since your namesake is the one who is the guy, the man. How could you not love Patrick Warburton, by the way? He is just saw Zootopia 2. He's in that. He's, involved with the Disney parks. He was Kronk. He's the best. So good. I hope we never hear anything negative about him because he seems like a super nice guy. And he seems like he really appreciates being part of this family, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
So, before I get your take on this, Stephanie, I do want to acknowledge another super chat from our friend Jungle Cruiser, and let me find the good button here. Hang on a second, because I feel like it's not Christmas until. Love that. Jungle Cruiser says, my only time on Smugglers Run was during COVID. Flew it by myself. It was joyous and so much fun. Patrick loves it when people stay 6 feet away too. Haven't been on it since. That would be interesting. I don't know. Were you just driving? Were you just flying, or were you also reaching back behind you, hitting buttons, or that's interesting to be in a cabin by yourself. For that, it sounds like Stephanie, Chewy mode would be very easy to accomplish if you were the only one in there. Just sit still and just let it all go to heck, right?
Right.
But thank you so much for that, Jungle Cruiser. Good point that again, the Smugglers Run overlay and the Soarin' overlay are both coming to both coasts, so that's a plus. That's a good thing. Stephanie, tell me your thoughts on Soarin' Across America.
Yes, America. Let's go. America. That's great. America. I mean, we've got a great, momentous occasion to be celebrating. And I love the patriotic flair of that. And I'm with Patrick. I want to soar over Mount Rushmore and, Washington, D.C. and Seattle, Space Needle or whatever. And I want to smell across America because you've got the flowery smells of the Taj Mahal and you've got, the South Pacific, but what are we going to smell across America? Maybe wheat or farmland? I don't know. Let's do it.
Fly over New York City and okay.
No, not smell
but I'm looking in chat. Benjamin says, I hope for New Orleans, Hawaii, New York, the Grand Canyon, and Alaska. That's interesting. Alaska.
Ooh,
I thought about Alaska and Hawaii.
If you
would make a lot of sense.
Soaring over Alani.
Yeah.
I want to see real Hawaii too, but end it, land in Alani. I got goosebumps thinking about that.
I just had an idea. And I don't know if they can do this or they will do this, but they should do this. It should take off from Disneyland if you're in Disneyland and fly across to the East Coast and land at Disney World. And if you're at Disney World, it should take off from there and go the opposite way, the reverse everything.
Great idea.
And like you should literally be soaring across America from whichever side you're on.
That would cost more money, and for that reason, I'm out.
All right, sharks. Anybody else? Can I get 25% of this idea? Can I fund 25% of this idea? No. Okay. So we talked a lot about that one. I'm excited about that again. Please, Disney, the screen thing, and Universal too. The screen thing should be a slam dunk, and we should be able to see more opportunities there. So the next thing, the Muppets Coaster, which again, it's sort of a refurb, and it's not an overlay necessarily in the same way because they are refurbing and changing it. So the Muppets Coaster, and I think Stephanie, wait, which one of you? One of you mentioned Muppets. It was Patrick, wasn't it? Okay, it was Patrick. At the beginning, they look so similar I can't tell them apart sometimes. That's why Patrick wears the hat. The Muppets Coaster, I was there for Jollywood, and I was walking through to ride Aerosmith Rock and Roller Coaster one last time, and it just happened to be last Monday. And as I walked through, I saw they had these walls up for G-Force Records, and I couldn't stop because they were like running you through this room. There was no pre-show. They were really running you through the room. And so I wanted to stop and take like 80 pictures of it, but I wasn't able to. But at least I took pictures with my Mind camera. I actually had my meta glasses on, should have just... but I didn't. I did because it took me by surprise. Because this thing isn't supposed to go down as Rock and Roller Coaster starring Aerosmith until 2026 spring, and then it's supposed to come back in summer as the Muppets. And so they've already seemingly taken the pre-show down. And from what I've heard, cast members were not told about it. Just Imagineering did it one night. They came in the next day, and it was like, hey, it's just not there. And so the question was, is it temporary? And it was just something. And I don't think they're going to put up like those G-Force walls. It's not like they like put tape over the windows or pulled down curtains or anything. It looks pretty permanent. And then the cast members were wearing like costumes that looked a little bit different than what I was used to them wearing as well. So I think that the change is going to happen. It'll be interesting to see how long they actually have to take the attraction down, because obviously most of this is going to happen in the pre-show area. So they've already taken that down and are starting to redo that stuff. But Patrick, thoughts on the Muppet Coaster and these random wide open dates? Going to go down spring, going to come back summer.
I don't buy that for a hot minute. There is no way that they can do this all in a season from spring to summer. Even if you say it went down on the first day of spring, March 21st, and it's coming back the last day of summer in September, like, I don't know. That feels like way too much work at the speed that Disney works at now to go through. I don't know. I'm so hopeful for this attraction because it's the Muppets, and I feel like the Muppets is one of the most underutilized properties that Disney have. Every time they come up with something good, they shutter it for money reasons. I just want Statler and Waldorf laughing at me as we go 0 to 60. I think that feels like one of the easy layup scenes is they're right there. Oh, and you just fly right past them as you start. I have high hopes because I want to believe that they're going to do right by the Muppets. But I do know in our Discord, Mike always reminds us that our expectations should be, I can't even have it on camera, should be down here. So I'm prepared to be disappointed, but I'm hopeful that they do this right. You got the Muppets. Do something with the Muppets. Don't let Kevin Lake pay you money to put on an abomination on Broadway. Do good things. Let people who care about him. You saw what Jason Segel did. Seth Rogen seems to be taking a huge step with this Muppet show that's coming back. Let them live, let them breathe, and let's get a good attraction for them. You had one of the best attractions, and you shuttered it for Monsters, Inc., which is just as old.
They've got a great show at Jollywood. You were just at Jollywood, Rob. Like, didn't you go and see the Muppets at Jollywood? They have a great show.
I did. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Well, what are your thoughts on this, Stephanie?
I 100% agree with Patrick, and Statler and Waldorf. They could be at the end, because you do have a kind of a break whenever when you stop. If they're sitting up there and they're heckling you as you're getting off or something, that could be cool too. I want them to bring in more Muppets. I was totally against. I really was. I'm ashamed to say I was totally against them coming to the Magic Kingdom. I'm like, Muppets in Magic Kingdom, that doesn't make sense. Oh my gosh, I loved Great Moments in American History. I really want them to bring that back for America's 250th next year. Please, Disney, bring that back, because that's something easy. It's quick. I know you have like one cast member, a live person doing, talking to the Muppets, but then you have the people, puppeteering. But still, it is a wonderful show, and it's very fun, and it kind of, brings people into that area, whereas, it's just a pass through normally to Haunted Mansion. So with all the walls.
I'm looking in the chat. Jungle Cruiser says the launch will be Jack going, saying 3, 2, 1, go, which is what Dash does at the Incredicoaster. It goes 3, 2, 1, go, and then it's like you're racing Dash, and if you haven't been on it, it's fun. That was a great change. That was a good change to that coaster. Screaming Over California we didn't really lose anything. It just gained theming when they added made it the Incredicoaster. Personally, and again, I didn't have any skin in the game for the Screaming coaster, but I love what they've done in adding that and made it, to me, a cooler attraction. I hope that happens here, but I've got so many issues with this one. One being the fact that it didn't need to change. A lot of attractions that they change are because there's low attendance. No one's going there anymore. Let's fix it. This one has never been a low attendance attraction because it's a roller coaster. So then the next problem I have is you're taking a kid-based IP like the Muppets, and you're putting it on an attraction that has. Your daughter doesn't like the Muppets? Kids.
My daughter does not like the Muppets as much as Muppet Babies. Muppets have never been for kids. It was always on during prime time, and it was always a wink and a nod it always had adult themes. I mean, Prince is guest starring on Muppets. That's not a show for children. It is.
Ladies and gentlemen, Juliet Prowse. Yay!
Exactly. My daughter really loves to see when Mark Hamill comes out. That was
by the way, I've literally been roasted by Care Bear that said, because I think I called it Screaming Over California instead of California
Screaming.
No, I like your name better, though.
Doesn't matter. It's the Incredicoaster now. Doesn't matter. Show me where California Screaming is. It doesn't exist. It's not a thing. Incredicoaster. I got that part right. I'm just kidding. Thanks, Care Bear, keeping us honest. I appreciate you. But again, it'll be interesting to see Chew rotating music, because the Aerosmith attraction rotated music, and no one seemed to care too much. Cosmic Rewind rotates music. People care that they don't get Conga and they do get September. At Mission Breakout, they rotate. People are pretty much okay with whatever they get there, I think. So it'll be interesting. Is this just the... Is it going to be all Muppet music, or will we hear Rainbow Connection as we're doing that second corkscrew, or will we actually?
I don't want that.
It's supposed to be Muppets Mayhem, right? So it's supposed to be the Mayhem band. So I guess we'll hear stuff off of their soundtrack from their TV show that Disney canceled. Wait a minute.
That's what it's going to be. It's 100% going to be that. It's going to be music from the show that they canceled shortly after they celebrated its Emmy nomination, which was a great show and did not deserve that fate. But yeah,
Can you
I think
picture
it's
that?
Music from that.
Can you picture that? Can you picture that? Can you picture that?
I got it.
You get it?
Yeah.
Let's move on to the next one. This one, again, not really an overlay, not really a refurb, kind of both-ish. It's the Disney animation-inspired experience coming to Disney's Hollywood Studios. This is kind of what I know we were talking about with the Sorcerer's Hat. It's supposed to look like the animation studio in California that's and at the Burbank Studios, where Disney Animation got its start. They've taken down, and I've seen it now, they've taken down the archway. It's kind of a little bit sad, but I sort of get it. It's going to open up that area. They have the Little Mermaid show is still running, and you can go around by Walt Disney Presents and go to the Little Mermaid show. The Disney Junior show is down. This one is actually again coming summer, which around Cool Kids Summer, I guess. Stephanie, I loved this when it was the original animation tour, when you walked into the first room and you watched a little movie with Robin Williams and Walter Cronkite, and people are like, "Who's Walter Cronkite?" But then after that, you would walk through and you would see an actual working animation studio, and they made movies like Mulan and Stitch and in these hallowed halls.
Yeah.
And then they kind of shut that division down, and it became sort of just like walk through it and see some maquettes of the next movie that's coming up, and then swap your voice for Ursula's and, or whatever that was. And then there was a drawing class, and we used to love just going to the drawing class, and that was cool. And then they made it Star Wars Launch Bay before Galaxy's Edge was there, and they were like, okay, this is going to be Star Wars until we can get more Star Wars. And now it's basically been just this shell and a husk, and we were like, well, that's where Monstropolis is going. And they were like, no. You wish it was going there. No, it's going to replace the Muppets. But I feel like they could have done that here. I'm glad they're doing something, though. That's a good thing, right?
Yeah, it's a good thing. I think it's good to return it back to its original intent. Like you said, I remember as a kid walking through and seeing the animators there working, which I always thought was a little bit weird for them. Like maybe, people dabbing on the glass like in a fishbowl. But I really thought it was cool that you could say, I saw them working on XY. It was. And it was the actual film that they were doing. So that was really neat. I hope that this kind of brings back, like I said, the original intent. You have the Animation Academy again. I'm really kind of surprised, though, as everything is animation themed, that they don't have Bluey coming to this area. And Bluey's coming to a different park, which is kind of surprising to me, but that's okay. I was hopeful that we would have Bluey over there by the Disney Junior live dance show thing.
Well, I mean, it is Disney animation. That's just a show they rent.
That's true.
So, I mean,
that's true.
But I get what you're saying, though, because it feels like a kids area. I mean, when it's Cool Kids Summer, it's a kids area. That's kind of what this is, right? So you got the Little Mermaid show, you had the Disney Junior show. I get what you're saying for sure. Patrick, they're going to be doing stuff here. They're going to have a playground. That's kind of cool, like an Alice in Wonderland, Mary Blair inspired playground situation. They're going to have like meet and greets where you can actually meet the characters in an edutainment sort of a way. Like,
I love this.
Good.
Yeah, come meet Rapunzel, and as if she's in a multiplane camera.
Yeah. Come meet Mulan as if she's in expensive reshoots and cut songs. Oh no, that's live action.
Oh, dang.
That's not the animation. Sorry.
But we know Mulan and Rapunzel will be there, and I love the multiplane idea. I think that's great. I think adding a little edutainment is always welcome. I do believe we're going to get another Mickey Mouse Clubhouse show in this area as well. They're revitalizing it. This is the stuff they should be doing. Launch Bay well outserved its purpose, and it was just a weird area. The fact that Star Wars Land is so disconnected from Launch Bay and then also disconnected from Star Tours, it doesn't make any sense. So I'm glad to see it going. This is some of the plussing that we're talking about that's good. Like, this is something that we're replacing. Not a hugely high trafficked area. There were a couple meet and greets. I'm sure we'll move them into Black Spire Outpost somewhere, and we're gonna get some good meet and greets and learn a little bit about animation. Can't beat that. Very exciting.
Have some pizza. Learn about Cuba. Anybody? Anybody? No? Fast Times? Okay, cool. So that's kind of a nutshell of what things are coming in 2026 to Walt Disney World. You mentioned that, Patrick, that Disney Junior Mickey Mouse Clubhouse Live, the Magic of Disney Animation, Rock and Roller Coaster with the Muppets, the Smugglers Run overlay, Bluey and Bingo. We'll talk about them in a second. Soarin' Across America, Banana Ball is coming in May for 2 days. And then you've got the Halloween party. But if you look at that fall and winter, we're not seeing anything new. I mean, there's nothing new coming. So pretty much everything is in the summer, and then they're done until 2027. The things that they haven't talked about, though, they haven't talked about the castle. They promised us at the D23, Destination D23, they were going to repaint that specifically for Stephanie because she was upset that they hadn't done that yet. So that was one of the things that isn't coming. Lakeshore Lodge That one's actually not
2027.
coming till 2027. Monsters, all of those things are coming later. So we don't really have a handle on anything else that's going to. This is pretty much it for 2026 for Walt Disney World. So kind of a wrap on that. But bridging the gap between that and Disneyland, Bluey. And Stephanie, you mentioned this. They promised this a while ago. We thought this was coming 2025. It came to the cruise ships. The Bluey and Bingo meet and greet. Here they are. Here are the girls. So cute. Bluey and Bingo experience coming around the world. They're going to be and we'll talk about the Disneyland experience first. The Disneyland experience is like an interactive, it's like you go and you hang out and you do photo ops and things like that. And it's in that Fantasyland theater, and they're going to have Bluey and, style treats, and you're going to be able to play Keepy Uppy with Bluey and all that kind of stuff. That sounds amazing. The one at Disney World is go to Rafiki's Planet Watch. So it's you got to take a train to get out there and then walk a mile, and then you get out there, and then it's going to be a photo op, it looks like. I don't know. There will be games, but I feel like, Stephanie, when you take your kids, you're going to want to take them to the Disneyland one, right? That one looks like it's much better.
I mean, I think we're going to probably go to Disneyland right before this opens. So I really, that stinks. But yes, the Bluey experience at Walt Disney World being up at the conservation station. I mean, I guess they're wanting you to go on a walkabout and just, take your time all the way up there. I get it. It's Australia. So I've always said that, Animal Kingdom would do great to have an Australia section because the animals are so unique and wild and crazy. So that would be awesome to be able to go pet a baby kangaroo or something. But I don't know. I guess it's good that they're coming somewhere. I just thought it would be, like I said before, at the Animation area in Hollywood.
I feel like we've touched a chord with our chat here because everybody's talking Bluey, and Patrick's in there talking with him as well. David Lung says, I met Bluey and Bingo at the camp store in NYC. I was able to meet them at D23, not Destination, but the one in California. We got our picture taken. We waited in line so that we could get our picture taken with them, so that we could give it to my college-age daughter, a picture of the two of us with Bluey and Bingo for her to put in her dorm.
Yeah, that's fantastic.
Awesome.
I mean, I feel like it was. So, and somebody, I think it was TSN, said, I'm 50 years too late for Bluey. And I'm thinking,
no, it's too late for Bluey.
No,
Bluey's
you're not.
For everybody. Bluey's for everybody.
Bluey is for everyone.
It really is. It's really sweet. Mm-hmm.
Where is the real star of the show? Where's my muffin meet and greet? Why can't I meet that unhinged little
I swear,
dog?
I thought you were going to say Bandit.
Yeah, I thought so too.
I would love to meet Bandit. Could you have a beer and toss the rugby ball with Bandit? That would be incredible.
I just want to sit with Bandit and say, why are you making all of us dads look bad? That's what I want to do.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Why is it make no sense at Rafiki? It makes no sense. I agree with Stephanie. We should have a little Australia area that could Australia it up a bit. And maybe you could learn a little bit more about the animals there, the ones that won't try and kill you, which I know that is a very low amount. But I guess it's to draw people back there and to draw people to Animal Kingdom in general. This could fit in literally every park. You could have them in EPCOT. You can have them in Hollywood Studios. But Animal Kingdom, I think it fits the least, and I would like to see them somewhere else. Man, I would love to see them front and center at Magic Kingdom. They're incredible. I want to play Keepy Uppy now. That's all I can think about.
Yeah.
Yes.
We'll have a quick round after this. We'll all get together and we'll do a virtual Keepy Uppy sort of a situation. Well, this kind of dovetails us into our conversation about Disneyland, and they also have a calendar here. This one's actually on their website. So
what a day.
Yeah, but they have dates. They actually have dates for things. Like what? Millennium Falcon Smugglers Run, they have debuts May 22nd, and Bluey is March 22nd. Soarin is July 2nd. They have actual dates in here, which is crazy. But again, they get to the end where they just sort of talk about the things like Halloween time and Plaza de la Familia, and the holidays begin, all that kind of stuff. But let's start with the fact that the Disneyland 70th is still going on. It started randomly on May 16th of 2025, May 16th, which means that date means nothing to anybody. And then July is when the actual birthday or the 70th was, and they're going to run it through not next July, but next August. Of course, I don't know. It's been fun. Like, I went out there for it. I bought the big key. I ran around and got yeah, exactly. I actually had a friend of mine who was out there and said, like, oh, what's this do? And do you have a key? And I was like, well, I have a key. Obviously I bought a key.
But they could use another.
But all of the shows that they had, I mean, again, we've kind of talked about the fact that Disneyland's 70th, to me at least, was better than Disney World's 50th. They added the Walt show, which, by the way, that's another thing we haven't gotten a timeline on for when that Walt thing's happening at Carousel of Progress. I saw somebody mention that in the chat earlier. So there's another thing that's like not on the calendar that would be great to see or know when that was happening. But anyway, they added the Walt show to Main Street. They added, which happy birthday, Walt, last week. Then they also have all these great parades and nighttime shows and all these things. It's like I was running back and forth trying to do as many as I possibly could because there's so many of them, and they're all returning in January so that you'll be able to do that. Right now they're kind of on pause for holidays, the holiday parade, etc., and they're all coming back in January. So, Stephanie, have you been out for the 70th? And if not, you got plenty of time to get out there, right?
Now I do. Yeah, I didn't get out there this year, but we're going next year. So I'm excited to be able to still see all of that, even though it's not technically, I mean, I guess you celebrate your birthday a whole year, right? Like until you turn the next age. So sure, that's good. I'm glad that they're going to do it for a lot longer. So we'll get to experience it.
What thing that they have are you most excited about doing, that like the shows or whatever?
Well, I love Paint the Night. That I have seen that before, and I'm excited that that's coming back because I think my kids were little the last time they saw it, and this time they're going to get to see the full thing, and they're going to remember it some more better. But I am excited about just everything: the cavalcades, the food, the shows. Like you're saying, I'm excited to be there during that time frame. I was there during the 60th.
Well, yeah, and I mean, again, I think they do a great job. I think I mentioned before that our friend Charlie, who lives out on the West Coast, said it's exactly what you would expect a 70-year-old's birthday party to be like. It's pretty chill. They've got some entertainment. They've got some food. They've got that going on. Patrick, any thoughts about the 70th coming back? And Stephanie said that you celebrate your birthday for a year. Do you celebrate yours for a year, Patrick? And
do
so
not,
you
no.
start 2 months early and go a month late too?
No, none of that is true. I'm just excited that they're making it a full year-long long celebration. I mean, the 50th lasted for I think 17 years. At least that's what it felt like. And I'm not going to get out there to celebrate, but I like that they're doing it for such an extended period of time. It's really cool.
That's what he was doing. I knew you were doing that.
Yeah.
Just real quick. We're talking about dates, and we really can't get Mando and Grogu 18 days earlier. We can't get that for May the 4th.
Right.
No, well, I mean, but here's the thing: is there's probably some spoilers from the movie because the movie comes out on Memorial Day weekend, which is the 22nd, I think. So this opens in conjunction with it. Yeah. No, I mean, but to your point, then why wouldn't they have opened that movie on May the 4th?
Exactly.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's why they're doing that. So, that's the thing. So the 70th goes on. I'm looking forward to, and I hope they do this when the 70th is all said and done, and they've packed Duffy and Shelly Mae back up in a box, and the cavalcade is over, and all of that. They bring back my favorite parade of all time, which is Magic Happens. Like, that's been gone since before the 70th, and I would love for that to return. I love Paint the Night. Like, that's top 5 as well. Like, keep Paint the Night, but also bring back Magic Happens, because that one, I mean, you can reach for the stars in broad daylight. Never mind. So the other thing I wanted to kind of talk about, besides the events that have been listed, which, by the way, Oogie Boogie, I know, Stephanie, you love that. It seems like each year they're adding more dates. I kind of love that.
That's good. That's a really good thing. It's so hard to get tickets to
Yep.
that.
Yeah, I agree. The other thing I was going to talk about here is that the Pixar Hotel. Now, this seems weird because I feel like the Pixar Hotel has been under construction for 19 years.
Right.
But they've announced the Coco and the Incredibles suites for this hotel, and this one, it's so funny that it sort of lives in that Incredibles 2, like their living room kind of vibe on this one. Patrick, I know that you're a baller when it comes to Disney, and you throw your money around like there's no tomorrow. Are you going to be staying in one of these suites?
I don't know. I've been looking at point charts because my wife and daughter both would like to celebrate their birthday in a Disney park, and Walt Disney World in mid-July does not seem to be a thing that I particularly want to do. So we've been looking. I don't know. I think it all depends on points and availability. They look cool. Incredibles look cool. My daughter's been having a moment where Coco freaks her out, so I don't think we'll be staying there. I do like the look of the Incredible suite, though.
Okay. And Stephanie?
I like this so much better than what they did to the poor the contemporary at Walt Disney World. Yeah, I hate the Grand Floridian too, but the contemporary, I feel like you're in a space station in a, weird spaceship, kind of like the Star Cruiser, but not the Star Cruiser because it's Incredibles. It's just so white. I mean, I've stayed there a couple of times, so I can speak from experience. I think this looks so much better, but I would never be able to afford it. I'm serious. They're gonna charge like astronomical amounts per night. So I'm just gonna look at it on the online pictures.
But your Familia, could hang
I
out
know my Familia doesn't have as much
Coco.
moolah. I don't know.
Wow. Okay. All right. That makes sense. I mean, they do look pretty awesome, and that's the other thing about these theme suites to me is that for me personally, if I'm going there, I'm going to spend most of my time in the parks, and so you going over the top for this, I think it makes more sense to stay at the Ramada Inn than it does. Is that still a thing? Ramada Inn, Howard Johnson's, and my Holiday Inn. I mean, it makes more sense to stay at like a cheap hotel and go in than it does to do like a theme suite, especially at Disneyland. Now, Disney World, I know that they also have some theme suites there, but but Disneyland seems to be more known for the theme suites. Like,
They do.
over at the Adventure Tower, I think in Disneyland Hotel, they have like the Pirates rooms and things like that. So yeah, it's pretty amazing. It's really set up for somebody as expensive as those hotels are already. This is set up for somebody to just basically live there for a week. So I assume this is just made for John Stamos, Neil Patrick
Yes.
Harris, like these over the top Disney like super
Meghan and Harry.
fans that have money. Yeah. Yeah, that's probably it. So
Shout out
that's
to Matt Cardona.
yeah. Again, there's a lot of stuff coming to Disneyland but later. So we know that there's going to be a Coco ride. We know that there's going to be a Pandora land. We hope at some point they finally decide to do something with Tomorrowland. But yeah, but for 2026, it looks like it's mostly going to be just like the festivals that they already have, which are fun. I love going there during Lunar New Year. During Halloween time, and also during the holidays and Food and Wine. So there's a lot of good things coming, but for attractions, it's basically just the Millennium Falcon and the Soarin' overlays, and then Bluey. But again, Bluey should be a pretty neat experience there. So, and then the last area we want to talk about right now is going to be Paris. And so I haven't been to Paris since like right when it opened.
Wow.
And so I've never been to
Cool.
the Studios Park and never will now because as of March of next year, it is going to be Disney Adventure World, Patrick.
Why do you no?
Tell me 5 reasons you love that name.
It's the worst name they can think of. It's going to have brand confusion with their own park in Walt Disney World. There's going to be people coming to Hollywood Studios thinking that's Disney Adventure World and wondering where their walk-around Olaf is. This is such a terrible name for what looks to be an incredible change of this park. I have been to the Studios park there. It was fine. I don't think it was nearly as bad as anyone made it out to be. It was fine. But it's going to be absolutely incredible, and then it's going to be saddled with this stupid name. It could have been Disney Hyperion Wharf. They like Hyperion Wharf. They could have used that one again. That would have been fine.
Yeah. I mean, it's regarded, though, the Studios Park was regarded by most people as the worst park.
Yeah, they had been
like the worst Disney park because I mean everybody loves Tokyo and Tokyo Disney Sea and and Walt Disney World.
Oh, do they, Rob? Do they all love Tokyo?
I get one. I get one per show. One per show. One. But I mean, I am saying that I haven't been to the Paris park in a while. I mean, when we were talking about where to go with my daughter because it was her graduation, we threw that out there too. But my wife mostly because she wanted to go to London, and me because I was like, well, there's a Disney park down the road. So we all have a problem, Patrick. Don't even.
That's how I got to Paris. I was like, well, I could go to my homeland of Italy, or I could go to a place where there's a Disney park.
So what we've been talking about, folks, is that the Walt Disney Studios Park in Paris, France, has been transformed over time. They've added things, they've changed things, they've made it better, and now it is going to be opening up as Disney Adventure World when the final piece, The World of Frozen, opens on March 29th of 2026. So the World of Frozen is going to open the Rapunzel attraction that they're doing, which is basically like alien swirling Rapunzel swirling saucers. Is that better? And then you're going to also have like a new restaurant, which is going to have a princess experience, and also they're going to have this new They have a new waterfront that they've basically built from scratch, and it's going to have Adventure Bay, and it's going to have a new nighttime show, and they do the heck out of some drones out there, so it's going to be pretty neat to see all that.
What's the name of it?
Paw Patrol.
That's where the Paw Patrol goes.
Adventure Bay.
I am embarrassed for both of you. Right now, I'm embarrassed for both of you. Wait, Paw Patrol?
We didn't name the park that.
Adventure Bay, right there. See,
I would Google something and find out if another company used it before naming a giant place in a theme park that. Great.
Correct.
Now there's going to be.
We've already talked about the problem that we have with the people who name stuff for Disney: Alien Swirling Saucers, Monsters Inc.
They're terrible at it. They're so bad. They're so bad at naming things. It's not even funny. I think the last thing they named well is Regal Eagle Smokehouse. I think they did a good job with that. But they're just bad at naming things. Disney Adventure World. It sounds like a Six Flags park, and then they named something Adventure Bay.
That's terrible.
So here's moving on. Here's the single attraction.
It's so pretty.
I know, right? It's
at last I see the light. Oh, that's gonna be beautiful.
It's pretty, and if I go over there, I'm gonna ride it. But they did Rapunzel so dirty when you have such a great ride, Rob, over in Tokyo, right?
I'm not allowed to say. I'm not allowed to say.
Oh, come on. But I will say this: when they talk about how you walk into the park, and then they give that view of the tree lined and the the lights and everything, and then at the end of it is the big mountain, and it looks beautiful. It looks like you're in Switzerland. I mean, it's gorgeous. And yes, that right there, it's so pretty. I love that, the promenade. I love that, and it kind of gives EPCOT World Showcase vibes right there. So yes, I agree with Patrick. I think it's going to be beautiful. I don't know when I'll be able to get over to see it, but I'm jealous. I wish that we had that at Walt Disney World.
Well, you said they've done Rapunzel dirty. I mean, at Disney World, all we have are bathrooms. So
they're the worst. Yes.
I mean,
true.
Honestly, and now she's going to be the representative of the multi-plane camera. So there's going to be two Tangled experiences that you can go to if you're excited about that. Honestly, World of Frozen. I'm gonna go ahead and take another one. having been to the one in Tokyo, I'm gonna take two. I'll skip it next time. Having been to the one in Tokyo, that's a pretty awesome thing. That attraction, the restaurant, all of that stuff that they have there baked into Fantasy Springs. But I feel like that this is the second World of Frozen because they had it in Hong Kong as well.
It is.
So I mean, it's cool that it exists, but I'm glad that they were finally getting that, and that's going to be fun. But you can see the pieces of Arendelle here. It's its own land. It's the, like I said, it's the final piece of this one. But they've basically got and I'm talking about our Walt Disney World version of Frozen with the Frozen Ever After. They basically. This is the weirdest story in the fact that they had to take the space that was the Maelstrom and retheme it and shove in Frozen.
Yep.
And then they were like, oh, that works. Let's rebuild that as is at this other park. Like, is that not, seems weird. Like, why? You could build something better. And again, something better has been built. Yeah.
Right.
So in general, Frozen Land, what World of Frozen, what are we feeling, Stephanie?
I'm feeling the cold doesn't bother me. I'd rather go there and watch Olaf walk around, because that to me brings, like what Patrick was saying, like you were talking about the droids that were supposed to be walking around in Black Spire, Galaxy's Edge. This is what brings that whole thing to life. And I want to say that there was some interactive elements to the land too, like in Harry Potter. And Disney, I feel like, has gotten away from that in the recent years. They took out Sorcerers of the Magic Kingdom, which my kids absolutely loved. We had the big book of cards and everything, and that was something that took up a lot of time, but they got to run around and get some energy out, and that was so interactive and fun. And I wish that Disney would bring more of that back, because they had it at one point. They had it stinking talking Mickey, at one point that would talk back to you. I mean, I know, I don't want to go there, but
you're talking about Pal Mickey?
No, the
Oh, the one on Main Street.
Meet Mickey. Yeah, the one on Main Street. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So I feel like, that would be great if they got back to more of that interaction.
Well, I mean, this little fellow right here, like, I'm not like a major Olaf fan, but like seeing him versus like the live action one with the brown sleeves that comes out and terrifies children. This one, in the interactions he's had with Anna and Elsa, and there was like a kind of a test interaction that he had with Anna and Elsa walking around on stage with them when he shows up. It's like Olaf has shown up. It's like Olaf is there.
Yes.
And and I think that's pretty amazing. But Patrick, you're saying if they can do this, then like give us actual roaming droids, not just the BDXs that are like babysitted. BDX droids, I saw those at Jollywood. They surround the BDX droids as they're walking them through the park. Like they've got cast members all around. Like, don't you get near it?
It's because we can't be trusted.
Yeah.
Terrible.
The other crowds are going to treat this Olaf well. If this was in Walt Disney World, somebody would tackle it and try to walk out of the park with it. Until the beatings will continue until morale improves. And I feel like that's what we're getting at Walt Disney World. We just keep getting beat down, and we're like, I guess I'll go back. But, it's been a year since my trip, and it's going to be another year until I return to the parks. And I'm hopeful that I feel some of that magic, because it's slipping away. Stephanie said it so well. There's so little interaction. There's so little kinetic energy. And if you look at this park, Disney Adventure World, terrible name. It feels so much more alive than any of the parks in Walt Disney World do right now. And I think that's a tremendous travesty. And I think that speaks volumes about the management and what we're getting right now from our Imagineers. Why are these people doing these projects internationally? I know Tokyo is a different animal because of the ownership, but like, why are these A teams going out there and building this gorgeous world in Paris, and we get cheap overlays stateside? It just doesn't feel right, and it doesn't feel like our priorities are in the right place. But then again, we're sitting on this panel as part of the problem because we keep going.
True.
Yeah, but again, I mentioned this multiple times and give you credit for it all the time, Patrick. You mentioned at one point we are way too invested. We are invested emotionally, we are invested financially, and like it would be hard to stand that ground and walk away. I don't disagree with you, though. It's one of those things where it's like we just want it to be better, and some things are. And again, Soarin' across America, great. That is that's an awesome idea. We love that. That is fantastic. Adding something else to the Smugglers Run is great. 2026 though, and here's going to be my final question to you guys as we're wrapping up on this, is to give it a letter grade. Going in, we haven't even gone in yet, but give 2026 an estimated letter grade of what you think. And we're going to come back and we're going to give 2025 a recap. Stephanie is going to come back in 2 weeks with our friend Annie, and we're going to talk about Universal and Disney and give the year in theme parks a sort of a letter grade. But when we come back, just y'all think about it, is what would be your letter grade that you would give the lineup for Disney parks in 2026, because we've really, again, talked about everything we know is coming. We still have questions about things like, what will they ever do anything with the UK and a Mary Poppins something or other over there? Will we ever see another country added to EPCOT at all? There's been so many rumors over the years about adding them. They've got pads, they've got expansion space. Will we ever see them build something else new without tearing something else down? Because everything that's coming, they're tearing down the Rivers of America to build Piston Peak. I guess Villains Land, would probably be the only thing that would count, and part of Rivers of America probably had to die for Villains Land to happen, but Villains Land will probably be the first thing in a long time. Tron, props to them for that. Again, we thought we were going to lose that speedway, and now we have that wonderful, Christmas overlay during the Mickey's Christmas party. I do too.
I do too.
Think that's fun.
But I still hate speedway.
Yeah.
Two things can be true.
That's true.
All right. All right. So we ran a little long, but we tend to when we get talking about something we're passionate about. So thank you guys so much for all of you who hung out with us in the chat tonight. We appreciate you. If people haven't heard about the pack, please, for the love of God, go tell them about the pack, because I still constantly am hearing from people that go, hey, we didn't know where you guys went. It's like, well, we're here and we're all hanging out, and we all love hanging out with you guys and doing the show on Sunday nights. And so thank you guys for being here as part of this journey that we're on. I did want to show you or talk about a little bit of what's coming up. This week we have Wednesday night, our good friend Patrick is going to come back and talk to me about this movie that I've yet to see, and I will have seen it by the time we meet. It is One Magic Christmas. He says it is a train wreck. I cannot wait. So please join us. Do the homework. Come watch on Wednesday night at 9 p.m. as we are doing a live review on A Look on the Plus Side. Friday night, my son comes on with some folks, and they do live trivia on once a month, and this is the week on 12/12 at 8:30. Hakuna Trivia is what we call it. It's a fun name. And then on next Sunday night, we will have another edition of the Park Adventurers Club. We got a lot of great content, so please join us here. And a big shout out to the pack. Thank you guys. I can't thank you guys enough. The pack, our Park Adventurers Club, we love you guys. Thank you for hanging out, for supporting us, for being there, for joining us on all these shows. I went and did a live stream from Busch Gardens, and so many of the pack members jumped on, and especially Patrick. Patrick was roasting me about, why are you dragging your family through this? Why are you making your family do this? Why are you they're like having a day at the park, and you're making them be on a live stream. They knew what they were getting into, Patrick. They knew. They knew when they signed. I paid their way in.
I just wanted to, be the voice of reason for your family. That's all.
Yeah, no, somebody needs to, because it's not going to be me.
No, true story.
Yeah. But thanks again to the pack, especially those folks in the Zebra Mezzanine and Treasure Room level, the supporters. Your support means so much to us. Thank you guys for doing that. And again, if you want more information, go to patreon.com/GoPack. We have a Discord specifically and only for members of the pack, where we ask random questions of the day and talk about Stitch or merchandise or Disney parks, Universal parks, you name it. We have a lot of fun there, and you can interact with everybody on our panels, and it's a lot of fun. So hopefully you guys will go and hang out with us on that. Or on any of the shows that we have. Again, we love hanging out with you guys. So now it's back to you guys. We have gone through basically everything that is coming in 2026 to Disney parks. If you were the professor, Stephanie first, if you were the professor and you had to give Disney parks a letter grade, it's a real letter grade, not like, hey, good job, you get a mermaid. It's A through F for what's coming up in 2026. Not what's on the horizon, not the Monstropolis roller coaster and all that stuff, but for 2026, what would your letter grade be?
I'm gonna go with a solid C plus. Just a little bit above passing. That's fine. I think, there's not a ton coming like we talked about. I think you got a trip planned to Walt Disney World. It's probably because you have some other reason to be there with family or a conference or what have you, and you're bringing the kids along. So that's fine. But as far as what you could be going to see in the next year, like Patrick said, wait another year and then you might see a lot more. So I think that they're trying to bring people in, but at least at Walt Disney World and Disneyland, yeah, you've still got the 70th going on and that's fun, but they don't have too much going on as far as new things. So I'm going to go with C plus.
Okay. Mr. Hackett.
I also is going to go C plus. I feel like that's the perfect letter grade. I feel like it's slightly above average, that there's enough to be hopeful for without me feeling too negative about it. I think Disneyland Paris is doing a lot of the work in the group project. I think Walt Disney World and Disneyland are just kind of cruising along, but Disneyland Paris is the one putting together the references, getting the sources cited page going on. I don't remember. It's been a long time since I was in college. But yeah, C plus, just above average, and hopefully better for 2027. Let's look B or above for 2027.
Yeah.
I would just give it a flat C. I mean, again, it's kind of minimal expectations, because most of the things, like they've shut down some stuff that's been shut down for a while. I think that has impacted, and so when you come and you reopen it, I think it needs to matter and it needs to be big. And I don't think they should have shut down as much as they have at the same time. But and Walt Disney World specifically has the blessing of size, right? Walt himself told us that they have the blessing of size, and yet we are demolishing the Muppets to build the Monstropolis, and we are demolishing the Rivers of America to build Piston Peak, and we're demolishing, I was talking to a friend of mine, and she was saying that, like, she can't really yet enjoy the things that are coming in 27, 28 because she's still mourning the things that they just lost. The animation courtyard is fine. We're not sad about that because it's been nothing for so long. Like, if it was the old one closing, maybe, or but I think we're ready for that time. So I would say a C. Last year, or the year that we're in, 2025, was kind of the year of, like, a very similar year, like lounges and these are the things that they've added to the roster. So we'll talk about that in our recap on the 21st about the year that has been in theme parks. But again, I would just give it a C. So let us know what you guys think. Jay Ware says D. Actually, first said C and then said D. Interesting. So, like, yeah, he's losing confidence all the time in 2026 and what's out there. But thank you guys so much for joining us for this adventure. We hope that we will see you on some others. Thank you, Stephanie, Patrick, for spending your time here, and Patrick for wearing the hat so I could tell you guys apart. Yeah, it's been great. So have a great week, everybody. Be safe out there. It's frigid cold across this country. So please, take care of yourself, and we will see you next time. Take care. I love that you're trying to sing that song.